Alright, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm JustMoparJoe, and I'm finally going to get to work on our beautiful B5 Blue Roadrunner. This is a 383 car, and I guess my main goal is going to be finish it up for them. It's a father-son project, and they, like I said, they worked on this about 14 years together. And he kind of hit a stopping point of, he didn't remember exactly where everything goes, just small connections. I kind of talked about it in another video, but he wants the car right. So step one, I think I'm gonna work on today. I'm gonna kind of go from big to little, and I'm not gonna list every problem right now because I'm just gonna keep going. As I come up to something new, I'll work on it. But right now, the issue is, here's his fancy shifter. I'll see if he still wants to keep that or not. But, so there's park by the shifter. The rear end doesn't know it's in park. And that drive shaft's spinning. So that's not right. Start underneath at the park lever. Be sure the length of that linkage is hooked up correctly and such, and then we'll go from there. Alright, there's that park lever, and step one, I just went ahead and pulled the pin out the top. I'm going to pull this out of there. There it goes. Alright, that's park. That's all the way parked now. Let's try our shaft. Now we're in park, probably for the first time. I know he said that he had a guy rebuild this transmission that is supposed to know some stuff, but again, that mount freaks me out. It was probably, oh yeah, see how it's pushed and settled. It's a brand new mount from somewhere. I'm assuming an over the counter kind of deal. Not a specialty place. So what I'm going to try with this shifter here in just a second is loosen that big ugly bolt and throw my rod back in. Now that it's in park, I might actually set it from neutral. So I'll go to neutral with our lever. See if you can see that lever. Park, reverse, neutral. And if we're still unsure, we go all the way back. Boom! First gear. Second. Third. Neutral. Now I'm going to get inside, put the shifter into neutral, and get it adjusted that way. That's usually how we do like race transmissions with or like a ratchet shifter, rather. So let me go throw it in neutral real quick. Neutral. No, that's drive. Neutral. That won't even attempt to get to it. So let's see if I can go back. They were probably just forcing that. Something else I'm gonna do. See the rod itself, loosey goosey. I'm gonna tighten that bolt up there. Be sure it's right. And then I'll get that hooked up. We should have all our gears. Let's go to reverse, park. Locked out in park. See if we got a park now. Yes, we do. Something else I noticed. Hopefully you can see this. Just a little scary. I'm glad I didn't drive it. I hadn't put a wrench on them yet. Hopefully they're not cross-threaded, but definitely not tight. I'll fix that up in just a second. Kind of need to go over everything before let's see how tight that pipe is to the left, or see how tight the drive shaft is to this pipe, but not that pipe. let me show you my new trans mount real quick. This is the Polyurethane High Performance. There it goes, falling out of the box. 70 to 76 poly trans mount red. Chrysler late model trans mount. I believe I got this from Classic Industries, but there's that big, beefy, good looking dude. Let's see how she works in there. Well, hopefully I saved him some heartache and pain later. This mount has never had 1 mile put on it. It was just bolted up in place. There's a part number, 101-1070. I don't recommend buying that from wherever it came from. Brand new. 0 miles. So we're going to put the beef in there and we'll have a lot better setup for sure. See the difference in those. Factory. Look at that. Wow. Alright, I'm done complaining. Let me put the new one in. Something else I wanted to check. Your average non-Mopar Joe might not check this. Here's the bolt that came out of that. I'm going to just screw it in and be sure it's not too long. Because if it's too long, I'll go to that hole. When you go to tighten it up on that bracket, like if it bottoms out beforehand, it's not actually getting tight. We are right on the money. So there's just enough space there for the new bracket. I wouldn't be scared to add a washer to it. I'm probably not going to, but that's all. I just wanted to show you all that real quick. Maybe it'll help you out later in life if you try to put a, I don't know, a long starter bolt or something in there, or you go to Home Depot and buy a bolt. Maybe it's a 1/2 inch bolt or 7/16. I'm not sure. But you buy a bolt too long, you're gonna have problems. And is it gonna have to come over? And I might can use a bar. I don't know, I'll get creative and get that hooked up real quick. The laws of Mopar say for every action, something else has got to happen. You can see how far that trans needs to come over. Just that hole is right there at the tip of my pinky. And I can get it over there with my handy dandy bar. Just going through here. And it's a nice flat bar. It's on the side of the transmission housing, not a biggie. And I can pry it. See if I can watch me there. See the movement? Might see it through here too. Anyway, if you listen, that pipe, it's also. So I'll need to loosen up most of this exhaust, go all the way back to the rear hangers, loosen those as well, pry that over, bolt it up, tighten all the exhaust back up. This stuff's been clamped not too tight, so the pipe should be able to slide some. I'm praying. I went ahead and loosened that dude, so maybe these may can compress some more. I mean, the clamp, there's, you know, 1/2 inch of slack there for that clamp. And then I can bolt it all back up. So, and our bolts are in. I hadn't tightened that center bolt yet, but it's all the way through. I was going to show you, there's my bar and my magical bar tightening contraption. OSHA approved and everything. It didn't need much, but it's kind of hard to hold a pry bar and start bolts by yourself. So I just went ahead and I got that contraption on there. Right now my exhaust is touching over here. You can see that. It's touching right now. Whenever I release on that, it should relax some, and then I can also let down on my transmission jack there. And hopefully, oh wait, also, I heard y'all screaming at me through the screen there. I loosened all 4 of these bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, where they're nice and loose, so that whenever it relaxes, this cross member actually has a little bit of back and forth slack, not a whole lot, but just a little bit. So I'm gonna release this, and it will pull this one way, and I will release my other jack, and then I'll tighten up my 5 bolts. That's it. Take my bar out. Okay. Nice and centered. Got our exhaust moved over. Got about 1/4 inch of clearance between it and the floor pan. Look right through there. That's about 1/4 inch. I know it's hard to tell, but it's pretty consistent all the way down that. All that's bolted back up. I started working on the kickdown linkage, and I saw this rod here, and I thought, man, there's no hole in the end of that rod. So after I thought for a second, that one doesn't have a hole. It's not supposed to. It takes a little clip. The clip will slide on after you put this on, and then it clamps over onto that. I just happen to have one. It looks like that. So you can probably buy that from Year One for $20 or something, but I found one laying around, so that's cool. Like that. And then this will pop over on top of it. Like that right there. Nice and tight. This is some kind of funky lever. I think it came with a low car kit. It had a spring going from there to there. And John Wilburn and I talked about it. It doesn't actually need a spring if you're hooking it up to the carburetor. Let's go. There it is. So we'll throw a spring on there for now. We don't have a throttle spring on this anyway, but if that was forward, that would cycle like that. And it's going to need some adjustment, but I think we're getting close. Getting closer. That looks pretty good. I gotta hook up a lot more, but that'll probably do it for today. I got a few more things to do on here, and it's New Year's Eve, so hope y'all have a happy new year, and I'll catch you next time. Thank y'all for watching.